Well, that didn't go how I expected it to go. I was very wrong. I was not familiar with his game. I thought I was. I mean, I watched the game multiple times, but you know, it could change overnight, I guess. All right, what's going on, guys? It's Jeff. And that UFC event last night was shocking, to say the least. I had to spawn down so hard that they actually started spawning next to me. So last night the UFC event happened. Oh, I'm gonna be so stressed about sports now. Great. The NFL starts today. Well, I mean, it started on Thursday, but the Eagles play their first game today. That's when it starts for me as a fan. Eagles are supposed to be playing against the Patriots. I think the last time the Eagles beat the Patriots was in like 2017 or something. I mean, given they don't play that often. Obviously, they also had the Super Bowl or whatever, but obviously I'm gonna root for the Eagles every time. But I have a feeling that they're not gonna beat the Patriots for some reason. Eagles, I feel like, have been far too respected and good for too long. Now I just assume they're not gonna do well. It's a regular reaction. It comes from years and years and years of it. I got conditioned, I'm sorry. Even with the Super Bowl win, again, understand that that's just enough for me. They can never win another game again. I'm cool. That's all I needed. So out of the 8 fights that I picked last night, my overall prediction record, I went 6-2. I had people tweeting at me like, oh, dude, what happened to Adesanya? What happened, dude? So Adesanya ended up losing to Sean Strickland handedly, like 4 rounds to 1. Strickland ended up dropping Izzy in the first round. I never thought I would say that shit out loud ever in my life. Petr Yan ended up landing that knee on Aljamain all that time ago, and nothing has been the same since. Just a whole bunch of shit has gone down. It's crazy, man. Every single champion has lost their belt except for like one of them since that point. Oh my, I don't even. So out of that 8 fights I picked, I got 6 of them. So the people that are tweeting at me like, dudes, stop picking people. You don't know what you're talking about. Anyone that watched any of the fights would be like, you know what? Yeah, it's likely that Izzy probably has this one in the bag. Stylistically, statistically, everything. On paper, Izzy was supposed to win the fight, and he did it. Fair and square, Sean Strickland actually pretty much owned Adesanya for the entirety of the fight. Izzy never hurt Sean. Sean basically looked like he had no marks on him whatsoever. I mean, his leg probably hurts a lot, but Adesanya really didn't have anything for him. So on top of that major upset, like no one actually picked Strickland there. Even if you did, it was more of like a haha, really hope I win. You had no actual logical reason to explain how or why. You can sit there and act like you knew the whole time, but you didn't. You ended up basically saying 2 + 2 isn't 4, and then ended up in some parallel universe where the actual answer is 5. That's what it actually sounds like. You had no idea that that would happen. Statistically speaking, you'd be an idiot to pick Strickland in that fight. That's no disrespect to him, because obviously the stats are going to change now. But no one had any reason to believe that that's what he would do that well as well. And the other guy that ended up losing, he was winning that fight and then ended up, I think they were going for like a hip toss or something, and the dude ended up dislocating his elbow. So obviously the fight can't continue from there either. So I was almost perfect. One of them was a freak injury, which is terrible. Hate to see it. And the other one was a statistical anomaly. That's pretty good. But the Eagles are back. Now my weeks can be either made or absolutely destroyed depending on how it goes. Try not to get too invested into it because my feelings will actually get hurt. Yeah, MMA is crazy. It's just, that's what makes it good, to be honest. You can never be too sure in MMA, but to be honest, I mean, you could really say that about anything. Someone tweeted at me, they were like, damn, it's like this guy never heard of a jinx or something. Like, first of all, I don't believe in that. I don't. Just because I said something, there is no Drake curse, cover curse, all that shit. Although, Adesanya is on the cover of UFC 5 and he just lost. I'm just saying, it's fun and everything, but I'm not going to sit there and actually, you know, replace it for, like, statistical analysis. I'm not doing that. Like, oh no, too many people think that it's gonna happen, so therefore I have to pick the opposite. I understand that it can start giving you kind of like a feeling of like, you know what? Maybe the upset will happen. Past that little gut feeling, there's nothing but a feeling. I can't go by just doing that, because if I do that, then it's just, I fall down the same category that they're sitting there yelling at me for anyway. If I did all my picks out of like the energy that I'm feeling, it would still end up being the same thing. I just sound too confident and delusional in that one feeling, which sounds just as bad and delusional. The difference is that one of them is being confident in the analysis and the statistics, and the other one is being confident in your feeling. But either way, they both build some kind of, you know, jinxing energy. Strickland's boxing defense, although it's really weird, and I thought that because of the way that he bites on every single feint, I thought Izzy would basically end up overloading his brain and kind of freezing him in place. Izzy legit could not even land jabs on his head. Izzy ended up having a statistically and historically low accuracy rating for all of his punches. I think in total he landed like 32% of his strikes or something. Terrible in comparison to what he usually does. That's due to Strickland's guard. And I said in the video that the only way that Strickland can get anything going is if he establishes the jab, which he did. Strickland will always be able to establish his jab, unless he's fighting Alex Pereira, apparently. You need someone with knockout power that can sneak at least one punch in that guard that he has to actually put him away. Because again, that toughness that I mentioned is he didn't have that one-shot potential to just drop him like Alex Pereira did. Everyone, including myself, was calling Strickland stupid for standing up with Alex Pereira, but it's not nearly as big of a gap as everybody was making it out to be. I say everyone because that genuinely was everybody. Middleweight is truly wide open if Sean Strickland is the champion, because he's already lost to what, 2 or 3 people that are ranked under him in the division, but then he goes and beats the dominant champion like that. Apparently Styles, the style did not match up nearly as badly as I thought. Izzy himself said he could not establish a jab. That's insane. So Izzy kind of got exposed there, where he actually isn't as good of a boxer as Sean Strickland is. But I figured, well, it didn't really matter if he doesn't need to box with him. He could just keep kicking him. But Sean Strickland just kept eating all of the leg kicks, body kicks, all that shit. And even though he doesn't switch stances and none of that, he's just tough as fuck, and it doesn't matter. He just kept walking on that leg, no matter how many times Izzy kicked it. Now, there's supposed to be a rematch or whatever, so I have no idea who to pick in that one. Don't ask me. I don't fucking know. I don't get it. I don't know. The Eagles are playing it a little bit from this point, so I'm gonna watch that. Being an Eagles fan, or just being a fan in general of a team that hasn't won a Super Bowl, or they always feel like they let you down and all that shit, and I know a lot of sports fans feel that way. It's also really likely to feel that way, too. There's 32 teams. Like, you're not gonna win them all. You're not gonna, like, the way that the game is, the rich get richer in the NFL. Once you get up there, you get the better players want to go to the teams that they feel like that they're more likely to win on. It's a cascading effect. Once a team starts winning and everyone consistently starts believing in them and shit, how do you even react to that shit? Dude, for some reason, as I'm playing this game right now, the movement actually feels decent. Middleweight's wide open now, because, I mean, Strickland lost to Cannonier, he lost to Pereira. Styles make fights. They say it all the time, but holy shit, I didn't get it. I was honestly happy with my picks, though, on that. I was actually pretty spot on a lot of them. Even the way that, like, Volkov could win, even though he won by Ezekiel choke. Obviously, I didn't predict that he would sub him, but just pick him apart from the outside, stay safe.
I love you, Jeff!
Thank you, man.
That's not Jeff, bro.
Yeah, it's not me. I'm a Texas Chainsaw Massacre player now.
You know Jeff is not on hardcore right now, bro.
Why would I not be? Why does he sound so confident? I can't vote if I want to play again with my team. Like, why are you even giving me the choice if I can't vote for either? Okay, anyway. Also, there's those glow-in-the-dark skins, and also, I actually haven't finished I just remembered, the event thing over here. I haven't finished this. And people were telling me, dude, this was not the camo. The other one actually does move. And then I was like, oh, okay, I made a mistake. And then I saw people's videos that actually showed this camo. And I mean, even looking at it right here, it basically doesn't move. It's got the whole like Orion syndrome where it just straight up doesn't. I don't know what's with them and their like overall default percentage of how much they want their camos to be scrolling over the gun and being animated, but why is it always on like 10%? This shit should be at like 50% minimum. 50% movement. Obviously, I want the Eagles to win. I'm gonna pick them every single time. It's not the same as like with MMA and stuff like that. I'll just pick who I think is gonna win. It's not like a really favorite kind of thing. There's definitely fighters that I want to win, but it's a crazy sport. Dude, and more people are putting out all these, like, leaking all this Mortal Kombat gameplay and stuff. Somebody was tagging me in these things where Ermac was shown. Ermac, I mean, besides his face, obviously, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be customization all over the place. I've seen there's definitely options for masks and stuff, on, off, all the characters. You can take it off of Reptile, take it off of Smoke even. I hadn't seen his face until that point. There's no way that they can't allow for that for Ermac. But overall, visually, in the way that his character moves, ooh, he's got his classic moves in there with the lift him up, smash him down kind of thing, and I'm gonna assume if you enhance it, it's gonna be a knock up, and oh, dude, it's gonna be so good. He looks so good. Still don't know what that last slot is, though, over on the roster. Some people are theorizing some crazy stuff out there, but we'll see how that works out. I mean, we only got a few more days, and we'll see. I still think day one, though, I'm gonna play Shang Tsung. I might play Sub-Zero out of a comfort thing, but okay, let me know. Do you guys actually want me to do a full playthrough of the Mortal Kombat story, or just like one video and just kind of, you know, go from there? Because I could totally upload, you know, some long videos of me playing through the shit. I'm assuming it's like 6 to 7 hours or something on average, like it usually is. Mostly it's just watching a bunch of cutscenes because the fights generally aren't hard, unless there's some kind of achievement or character lock behind it or something like that. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for all the love and support on the videos recently. Got some new stuff coming up. Texas Chainsaw updates coming out in a couple days as well. Then Mortal Kombat will be here, and that's just gonna be a whole bunch of just rage and happiness and dopamine hits, and it's gonna be good. We got the Mortal Kombat and Texas stuff this week. Next week has Liza P. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on it or not. Next week after that, we got Cyberpunk, which I don't think anyone has ever seen me play Cyberpunk. I've been playing it a little bit, but I might make at least a singular video on Cyberpunk. And the week after Cyberpunk, then we have COD Next. Then after COD Next, we have Lords of the Fallen, which I should do at least one video on. The week after that, we got Alan Wake and Spider-Man. The week after that, UFC 5 comes out. The week after that, the MW3 campaign access opens up. And then the week after that, Modern Warfare 3 comes out. It's beautiful. It's so good. Really hope the Eagles win.